bought anything. She's out with this one, that one, this one, and I'm laughing. And I'm laughing all the way to the bank. And you know what? I don't have that albatross around my neck. Because if she'd be a pain in the ass now, God knows what she'll be down the road. And that's the way you work, and that's the way you have to manage your business. We have forgotten that because we become too desperate and hung up on the real picture, the big prize, that we're not willing to settle for the little one, the little stuffed animal you get at the carnival. No, we want the big one. No, work your way up. Small, medium, large, extra large. That's the way you have to manage your business. It will come to you. 6 figures comes to me every year because I know how to manage my business. Now, the automated valuation model and the realtor's valuation model, people have a problem with this because they go, well, wait a minute, if it's supposed to bring valuation into my RPR, then what am I doing wrong? Well, you're not differentiating between distressed properties and non-distressed properties. So when you do your searches, you have to take out the distressed properties because that's distorting your value. And a lot of people don't realize that when they do RPR. They figured, let me put them all together and do the hokey pokey and spin myself around. But instead, what you're supposed to be doing is do it as a find or search, like you do your MLS. You have find in your searches, right? You can do flexible searches, right? So you got to do it this way again, and you got to invest time. Now, some people, what they do is they take the MLS and the MLS numbers, and they put them into RPR. And they let the RPR find the inventory, and they also adjust the value by putting in their own comparables. That's my advice to you, is let the RPR and the MLS go hand in hand. The same way you do updates on your MLS, go to your RPR. There's a library there, there's a tutorial there at the bottom of the picture. Take them, but get customized to it. Find out how to work it, how to do it. There's a 24-hour help support here, right? And there is really a guy that picks up at 2 o'clock in the morning, because this guy has insomnia, and I just tested him one day, and he was more alive and alert, and I think he was as high as a kite. But he helped me get my information on RPR. And it was so good that I was like, hey, you know, it's 2 o'clock in the morning. He said, yeah, I'm aware of it. It's 2 o'clock in the morning. How are you feeling? I go, feeling great now, you know. Anyway, so this is the address to get to RPR, but you can get it through your MLS, right? And when you go through RPR, just make sure that you're navigating it slowly because you're going to get frustrated. Anybody who's not used to technology, of course you're going to get frustrated with this program. I got frustrated with it too. So you take this to your FSBOs. You give them a little bit. And you know, like my wife says, you got to throw out the bait in order to catch the big fish. What bait do you have? You got to ask yourself that question. What am I doing daily to improve my business? Am I engaging in consistent conversation? Am I using technology? Am I tapping into my spheres of influence? Am I using RPR? What am I doing to get better in this real estate business? Ask yourself that question, and you're going to start answering it. How many people write their goals down every year? When do you write it?
Usually December.
December, right? So this lady always says to me in my neighborhood, I'm giving up smoking. And on December 31st, as high as a kite, she's smoking a cigarette, she's smoking her last cigarette, and she's having a party, she has a champagne. I'm giving up smoking, this is the last one. And she goes, Joe, and she looks straight at me every year, she goes, this is the last one. And she sounds like she swallowed a carton of cigarettes. This is the last one, I'm telling you. And I go, okay, okay. Her name is Thelma. I go, okay, Thelma, go right ahead and do it. And I try to inspire her. And January 2nd comes, and I see her smoking. And I go, what happened? I'm too weak. But if she planned it out in October, she would be fine. Because now you're doing preliminary planning. Like right now, you should be doing your quarterly report and forecasting that August comes, what are you closing on? See, now you have to answer that question. So you have like the mirror in front of you, and you have to question yourself of how many listings am I going to get by July 31st? Are they going to all sell? Are they going to close by August, September? Well, it depends. I don't know about you guys, but in the island, they're closing them 3 to 4 months with these stupid banks, right? And now the title companies are busting them, right? With the new surveys. So I forecast June, July, August. By August, I'm going to have sold maybe 5 houses. I'm going to be listed 5 houses. So that September, October, November, and into December, I won't starve. That's the way you have to forecast. By September, I'm going to be out walking the streets from September through early March. And they go, in the cold? In the cold. They feel sorry for you when you're out in the cold. They give you more business when they see you struggling. If I drive to a house with a Mercedes, they will not treat me any different than the person that drives a Mercedes. But they won't feel sorry for me. They won't give me their business, unfortunately. So I drive a GMC truck to make myself look sorry. I go, this is all I can afford. Now, the mobile app. We talked about the mobile app. And you see this window over here? This is where you engage in consistent conversation, because this is a conversation starter. So if I'm out and about in the field, that's my conversation starter. So I can go around the neighborhood and I can say, did you realize there are about 6 distressed houses in this neighborhood? Do you realize there's 4 new houses? Here's my market activity report, all in a nutshell. How many people are using this right now? Where do you find it?
What?
How do you find it?
I love it. It's really good.
Yeah.
It gives you a lot of information, more than added to the MLS.
Okay, so in this, by the way, in this mobile app, there's a report column here at the bottom, right? And it shows you how to take memos. So when you're in the house, you can take pictures, you can take a memo, and you got to be careful because it also has voice memo. So if you say this house is ugly, it smells like cat, doo-dah, 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 you know, that's going to be your voice. And if you send it to the buyer is going to get your information. But the buyer wants that because that's the white glove treatment that they're expecting from you. But if you turn around and you say, this buyer is a pain in the ass and I can't worry about them anymore, I don't want to work with them anymore, and then you send the report, be careful of that feature on the mobile app. And I can show you how to do that as well. This one here, the searching and the tools, this is a smaller version of our RPR on our desktop. So as long as you take your profile wheel in the beginning of your RPR, in the first page, there's a little wheel where you set your profile in motion. And as long as you put in your mobile device and it talks to your laptop, any report you do on your laptop or your tablet talks to your mobile device and vice versa. So remember that when you're in the field. So you're in the field and you go, oh shoot, I forgot the neighborhood report. Well, you can access it from there and then send a text message to John, and now John's got it. Because now I didn't leave my house, I didn't have to go back to my office to grab my report. He's got it now, and I can text message him. I can text message him any type of report, but what I will not do is download the report in my phone because it takes up a lot of memory. So I'm giving it to you lightly, right? I'm hoping that you're not afraid of using this technology, but you got to start using it. Take out your phones. Take out your phones. Go to the video on your phone, your video feature on your phone. Don't be afraid. The water is not cold, and Jaws is not here. Okay? Point the phone to you. Video. Only the video, not Facebook. Don't worry. Video. This video. Point the phone to you and say, I promise. Go ahead. Let's go. We're from Brooklyn, Staten Island. Yes, we're shy. Come on. I promise to do one video that brands me the community expert. So help me God. That's it. Now, you made a promise to yourselves, and I saw each and every one of you do it. except Sal, he won't do it, he's like, get out of here, you disgraziato. Is that what you were thinking? This is ridiculous. And we're Palamatano, Messina, close, same island. All right.
He has a flip phone, he doesn't have a video on his phone. He has a beeper.
That's why you're doing it. I tempi cambi. Times are changing. All right, so this, well, here's the thing. You know how impressive you would be to somebody who is of our age or older, and you turn around and you say, look at this house right here. This is a house I'm going to show you. Maybe you won't be able to get into that house at that day, but you can turn your phone around panoramically and start flipping through the pictures. Now, I know people are looking at it on Zillow. I know people are looking at it on MLS and you're publicly, out there, you're public available. I know that, but you're not doing it. They're doing it. And if you say to somebody, look, I just want to show you something, and you show them and you flip through the RPR and you go like this, look what here. With one flip of the button, I can call the listing agent. There's always that pain in the ass customer that if you line up 6 houses to show, they go, what about that one? Right? So while you're in the car, you flip through, hold on 1 second, we'll pull over, and then you get that one and you call the answering machine, probably, or you get the admin, or you have to dial 1 for a heart attack, 2 for a stroke, 3 to go in the grave. But at least you did it in front of the consumer, and you showed the consumer, let's go and get the information for that one, rather than coming all the way back to the office and researching it. Or saying, we'll do that tomorrow. Guess what's going to happen? The consumer's going to go right to the listing agent because you did not do it. Because you didn't take the time. The consumer is waiting for us. And believe it or not, they're throwing their hands up in the air and they're saying, find me a home. And they're willing to go to anybody to get it. But if you work smart to win or assure that they are going to be loyal to you, then you'll win them every time with your technology tool. So go for it. Access the RPR, go and do the blogs, do the training, do the broker tool sets. Do you have the broker tool set here that brands you?
No.
All right, so please remind me to send it to you. And this way your brand will be on every report because it's free. My favorite four-letter word, remember? And then RPR will send you that. You just download it, and then every agent that uses it has their picture. You gotta put in your picture in the profile wheel, and the logo of this company or the brand of this company gets on that first cover sheet of every report that you manufacture. Okay? But you got to put your picture in there. And I'm talking about the picture from 2018, not from the prom. All right? So don't forget, put your support number in your phone. You can take a picture of this and put this support in your phone. If you're having a problem with RPR on the road or wherever you are, call that 1-877 number. They might ask you for your NERDS number, NRDS. All right? If you don't have it, they'll look it up for you. They'll do anything for you. They just want this program to keep on existing. And your MLS just signed on for another 3 years. So you know this is here to stay. And NAR just announced their budget, and they renewed their budget up until 2021 with RPR. So this is not going anywhere. Despite the Inman articles, despite the rumor mill that either your CEO says or anybody says here on Staten Island, RPR is here to stay. Now, if you have any comments, if you have any questions regarding this tool, or if there's something that you want to improve on the technology, I gave you all an evaluation sheet. If you don't mind, not just rating me 10, but at the bottom, see, I like the way I snuck that in. At the bottom, put in the remark column that maybe there's something you want to see improved for those of you who are using RPR. For those of you who don't use RPR, just rate me 10, that's it. All right? Is there anything else? Any questions?
Questions?
Now I want you to get your toolboxes out tomorrow, and I want you to show the consumer what you got. We are at war here, guys. We're at war with ourselves. And if we don't start using the technology, if we don't start implementing stuff to enhance our business, then we have lost the battle. Go and learn only the good habits is my mantra. Because the bad habits are for those of the people that are still, idiots out there showing them other people what they got. We can show them we have better. So that's why I always end every seminar by saying, learn only the good habits. Thank you very much. You want to receive materials on this, you can take a picture, send it an email, and you'll have these slides.
Can I just ask you one question?
Sure.
There are tutorials inside the RPR.
Yeah.
Because I logged into it earlier.
If you
I
go,
signed up for it.
I'll sit over here, and I'll demonstrate for you if you want. At the bottom of the RPR screen is what's called a learning support. And there are videos right here. You'll leave this page. And you'll take the training. And at the bottom here, you go video training. And now you have every topic that's there. So if you want to learn geographic farming, like when I just showed you farming, you press on to here. Now they go fast. So anytime John wants me to come here, I can come here for free and teach this to you. But I must have a class of about 25 to 30. That's the requirement. All right? But everything is here. Look.
Yeah.
Look, if international members, intro to RPR, you can do anything on this by yourself. They'll give you it's like a 15-minute video.
So where are the CMAs in here? Where can you do CMAs?
Right here. This one right here. And it goes quickly, but I can come back and do just a CMA class if John wants.
Okay. Yeah.
All right?
Absolutely. Thank you. Awesome.
You know, when you say you have videos, you take video, what are they of? Like, what do you make videos of? Like the houses,
I don't do houses. I don't do houses.
Of
I
yourself,
do myself. I go to people's stores. I have relationships with the stores. I'll do a video on the store.
Or just driving in your car.
Yeah.
I see people doing it.
Yeah. You go.
This is just a you. It's
Go
about
to,
you.
go to my Facebook page and you'll see it. You'll see it. It says, I start every video by saying, this is Joe Sonona coming to you live from wherever I am, and I start talking about the history of something. Or I start talking about this. I don't know any hot spots in Staten Island. So you could give me all the hot spots in Staten Island. I don't know any restaurants in Staten Island. But maybe you want to do something like that every week. But give me something so that whenever I am stuck or whenever I want information, I come to you as the community expert. I don't go to anyone else. And then while I'm here, do you know of any Airbnbs? Do you know of a good deal here? Maybe I want to buy a small studio condo when I come here. See, now I'm engaged. And I remember you. This is the profile wheel that I was talking about. The profile wheel gives your picture, your logo, and then you sync it with your mobile devices or your tablets. And you save them. And this is only information that RPR has on you, and nobody else, this information is never shared. But you must fill out the profile wheel. And then I will give John the broker tool set, and he can download his logo or anything here from his company. So now when you do make a report, right, and I do have reports, all my branding will go here. I think I have a report somewhere here. I could show you what that looks like. I think I got kicked off. I think I got kicked off. All my reports that I ever want to generate are in the reports column. And any of my recent searches, any of my recent reports are here. Any of my recent properties are here. So that if I want, I can download reports. So this is a seller's report, or this is a neighborhood report. This is Huntington, New York. So this is what a report looks like. So this is Huntington, New York, and you see how it has my picture and my brand on every cover sheet. And it gives me housing stats and charts. It also gives me median listing prices. It gives me neighborhood people and chart stats. It gives me education levels of population. Neighborhood report by age, adults by age, household. This is a great farming tool. I would give this to a buyer that is looking to buy a house here. And then it gives me quality of life. Millennials love this page. Why? Because it gives them the commute time, how to get to work. It also tells you the weather if they're relocating from other parts of the country. Water quality, that's very important to a millennial, believe it or not. Superfund sites, this is green. This is what they learned in school. And believe it or not, a lot of people love this.
I'm sorry, how did you get to that page?
My neighborhood reports, right here. So I go right to my neighborhood.
Okay.
Give me your zip code.
Got it.
103.
14.
How did I know? Does that sound? Mabakaka. Wow, you tell us to say in that they get in. All right, so now you have 5 folders here. And you could do a report for each one of these folders if you wanted, right? And a lot of people just do summary, or they'll do the quality of life, right? And if you scroll down, it'll give you walkability scores and monthly average temperatures. This is called a heat map. So if I enlarge this heat map, it gives me a whole section, when it downloads, of Staten Island. So when I do my CMAs, I can actually draw a shape or a box around the area that I want to know a little bit about. So I want to go near the College of Staten Island. It's going to give me just this report if I wanted to do it like that. If I didn't want to do it like that, I reset the map, I close the map, and then I create a report. You see how in-depth it is?
Yeah.
Okay? So, if I go to create a report now, why is this, the Wi-Fi is slow now. If I go to create a report, what it's going to happen is I can pick and choose what I want in that report. So rather than printing out 50 million pages, I can print out which ones I want. So here's the neighborhood report. And you say, what's in the neighborhood report? You go to more details. You scroll down and you see all that. If I just want the quality of life, so to speak, I print out the quality of life. And then I go, wait a minute, I have one more question. What is in that quality of life? So I go, here's the summary. Let's do it again. Hover over the blue eye, and it gives me a little sample of what I'm printing out. So I go, okay, there it is. I want that one. So now I go to email it to a potential customer, or I want it to a client. I don't want to give a customer this, right? I can email it, or I can display it. I run the report. It'll be ready in 2 minutes. I know in realtor time, that's like waiting and waiting and waiting, but you got to be patient with this. It will denote by having it orange, and when it's ready, it rings the bell. And if it doesn't ring the bell tonight, I'll be very depressed. How rude. Exactly. But you know what? While you're waiting for this to happen, you can, oh, see, I'm happy now. So while you're waiting for it to happen, you could do something else. You can go back to your MLS. You know? And now you got a neighborhood report on the quality of life. And there's your stats. Some of these stats have energy scores. So you know how some people say, well, I want to know what the utilities are like in the house? You can give that to a buyer because it will give you an energy rating score of how much utilities are being used in that house. So that's when you go and you're looking at another report.
I mean, in terms of what they charge per month,
what they're using.
Oh, what they use.
They actually know what that house is using.
What they use.
Yeah. And then over here is the school report. 10304. Right? And here's your schools. And when you see the low rating, let's say this one here is 1, right? That doesn't mean that the schools stink. That simply means that your superintendent did not publish their school ratings. They didn't talk about their schools. Anything, the PR in that school is very weak because the parents also are talking bad about this school. But you're not allowed to discuss this report with any of your customers. All you're allowed to do is give it. And then if I were you, branding myself as a neighborhood expert, I would go to the superintendent of schools or whoever you needed to go to, and I would organize a school tour. So now when my client comes in and says, how are the schools? I can't discuss them under fair rights, fair housing and human rights. However, I've set up where you can call the schools direct, speak to the superintendent, and they'll take you now on a tour of schools. And they love it. They brought out Dunkin' Donuts, bagels, coffee, and they got 6 different clients in front of them or parents, and they take them on the school tour. I do it in my neighborhood, and they love it. They get the white glove treatment. They feel special because parents love to talk to each other. I'm a parent. And all I hear is that teacher is disgusting, that one is ugly, and they're all and then that ruins the reputation of the schools. If you look at this report right here, I'm going to get the report for this particular school. Here's what's in it. Remember, I want to see what's in it, right? It's going to have comments from parents about this school. So again, I put this school, I put the name of the customer, I email it to them. Maybe I want to run the report first. And once it's done, what's going to happen? The doorbell's going to ring. See, it's over here, waiting. And what I want is the superintendent to do all my bidding for me. So when they're showing the schools, when they're going around on their tour, that customer, that client is going to come back to me and say that was the best tour I've ever seen. Because I'm telling you, if you leave it up to the parents, they'll destroy the school's reputation. My wife is head of the PTA, and I got to tell you, that's all they do is talk about how bad the schools are. But when I took a tour on the schools, I go, well, wait a minute, this contradicts everything that they're saying about the schools. And I got them on the bad day. You know how they dress everything up? Well, they're not going to dress anything up because they're going to see the schools for what they are. So when you download this report, and you have the school report in front of you, momentarily, come on, okay? Here's the school report. Here's my branding. That's what I want. I want my rating. right? School facts. Here are my test scores, right? Here's my community ratings. If I depend on this is where the parents talk. If I depend on this, I'm kunsamata, as Sal would say. I'm really burnt, right? So maybe I don't want anybody seeing this. Or if it does have a rating of 5, maybe I do want them to see this. But if it has a rating of 1, I'm not going to depend on this report. I'm going to depend on that tour. But you see the way they talk? And this is public comments. And that's what RPR does. It picks up everything that's publicly traded. One more thing before I go. Here's your market activity report. And you see this? I want the recently sold. I want the new distressed, maybe. Maybe there's a particular buyer that wants a report. Maybe there's an expired listing that wants to know why they didn't sell. So I give them one of these with a little note. And I go, listen, I'm not here to get your listing. I'm here to give you a report. I'm here to give you information. They will call you to list. Because nobody did this for them. And you will look like a hero every time. So here's the market activity report, right? And if you just want, you just create it. For your open houses, I wouldn't do the MLS flyer anymore. I would go right here to the property flyer. And then create my own. And look what it looks like. It's much more impressive than your MLS, isn't it? So I would use this, and then I would use my agency, I would use my sign-in, I would use my neighborhood. Now you're armed and ready to do an open house. Try it. And you can pick and choose what you want. That's done. This is my home screen. Familiarize yourself with this. This is an easy program. And then I'll come back. John invites me back here if I was nice enough to make an impression. Okay. And I can do a free, seminar for you. All right? Have a good day. Have a good night, everybody. You got it. Thank you from down below. He's quite a character.
Yeah.
Please leave your evaluations here, okay? And if you didn't sign in, could you just sign in for me?